Alright everybody, so welcome to another episode of Would I Buy? This is basically a series where I try out some of the latest demos. I say latest demos, it's not always the latest demos. Basically where I just try out a few demos and I basically decide, would I buy it? And so obviously this is not exactly your normal kind of review. I suppose you could call it my first impression based on what I've played there. And it's basically just sort of a chance for everybody to sort of discuss and talk about their experiences with the game. And in this episode we are talking about Ballad. I think that's how it's pronounced. Now, it was very... I never read the full description of this one, and I kind of went into it presuming is it kind of like a horror, or, well, I don't know, I didn't really know what to expect from it. So when I obviously booted it up, and yeah, you straight away you presented with the stories about, you know, it's about suicide and depression. Now, obviously, it is a very sort of taboo-like subject. It's one of those, but it seems to be that when it comes to games, they always seem to put that pre-warning on. I mean, I've never seen it in like TV shows or anything if they've talked about that kind of stuff. You know, like you get your soaps and everything like that. They always tackle these kind of things, but I guess if you're playing a character where you are looking into this a little bit more heavily, where you're supposed to be I don't know, where you're supposed to be playing these type of characters that's experiencing this, maybe it's all on a different level that they need that warning there. So all I will say is that I went into it, the animation on it was very interesting. I'll say that it's actually nice that they did put that bit of animation in. I kind of liked that they did that. And then when it went into the game itself, obviously it's first person. The whole game looks like it's playing in first person, and I tried to change the controls because I am an inverted player. Whenever I play third person shooters, I'm alright with it. I'm alright with the way it is, but whenever I seem to play first person, for some reason it's just built into me that I kind of have an inverted option. And all I can say is I was a little bit disappointed to say that there was no inverted option. And to me, that was a bit of a red flag. I suppose you could say whenever I see a game that hasn't bothered to even put something as simple as an inverted control scheme, it kind of just... I mean, you can tell it's a bit of an indie game through and through, very much an indie game. So obviously you have to take it at that face value that it is going to be like that. It's not going to be the most precise and the most polished game, and I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I don't know why I just kind of then it gets you off to a bad start. For me, it gets me off to a bad start. So then, as I start playing the game, I will be honest, for an indie title, it runs smoothly. Usually when you get those type of games, it's as if it was very much scaled down for a system. Obviously, I'm playing this on the Switch. I don't know if it's available on other consoles. It probably is, but I'm playing the Switch version, and the impression that I get from stuff like that is it's going to be a very scaled down version. And that means it's going to probably be riddled with frame rate issues and everything like that. And to be fair, the whole time that I was playing, I didn't actually really encounter any frame rate issues at all. Or at least if there was nothing really too bothersome for me. So as I was playing the game, I kind of just thought, is this an escape room? Because I will be absolutely honest, when I went into it, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. And I was like, how do I get out this room? And I thought, oh my god. Turns out it wasn't an escape room. All I had to do was actually just check my phone, and it basically told me what to do. And it was just literally a button press, but it wouldn't let you do anything like that. The buttons did not work until I read that message, and that was a little bit frustrating. And then it kind of just took you into a different, I suppose you could say, an alternate reality. And I was getting messages on the phone and stuff like that. Now, I have played these type of games where you get random messages. I mean, what the text-based ones where you're going through your phone, and they also tackle stuff like that where it comes to all suicide and stuff. But I don't know, with this one, it weren't quite the emotional trip that maybe the people were expecting. I have played other games. Was it something like, I don't know, with Lisa's Story or something like that? I can't remember where I was playing, where you lost, was it like a lost phone? Yeah, and I was playing that, and that tackles subjects to that, and I think that kind of did a better job of it. I didn't really get what this game was trying to be, and maybe obviously that would be more revealed over the course of the game, but as of right now, I gotta be honest, it didn't really grip me. When I was playing it, I was like, I don't know who these people are, and I didn't particularly care much for them. I'm sorry, that sounds really bad, but especially because knowing that this is a very taboo subject, it's a very difficult subject, but I kind of just didn't feel any emotional attachment to the characters in this game. And when it was like, I don't know, you were sort of like walking around the house and you had to like find certain things, and it didn't really give you any clear indication of what I was looking for. And then all of a sudden it was like I had to switch between realities to find certain objects, and I'm like, being honest, I probably spent about half an hour in this game, and I think a good 15 to 20 minutes of that were literally just walking around thinking, well, what the hell am I looking for here? What the hell am I doing? And after a while, you know, first time you just think, is it just you? And it probably is just me. It probably is just me, I'll be honest. Could be, I'm never saying that it isn't. But it's kind of like I went from... I weren't 100% convinced I wanted it, because I got off to a bad start with the inverted controls, and then I got off to a bad start with not being stuck in that room, and it didn't tell you that you had to check your messages. Well, if it did, I don't know, it didn't make it clear enough to me. But then when it sort of, you were walking around for a bit, you sort of went down to okay, well, I don't think I would buy this, and it kind of went down to that I may buy it if it were really cheap. But kind of the more I played after that, and I was like, I'll be honest, I got to a point where I'm like, I actually don't care about this game. I'm sorry if you played this demo and you really got it, you really got into it. You know what? That is fine. That I am happy for you, and that's good. If I were to go off my thoughts and my opinions here, I would not get this game at all. I have no desire to have it be one of those games where it'd have to be like 90% off or something, and it'd just be the cheapest thing that just randomly, I don't know, I just have no desire to go back to it. I don't even have a desire to go back to play the demo. So to me, that is probably a bad sign. And yeah, that's just me. I mean, like I say, if this is you and you had a much better time with it, you got into it, you felt for the characters, it might get better further down. But if I had to go off literally what I played from that demo, it's not sold me. I'm sorry, it has not sold me on that. But that is just my opinion. So, yeah, as always, let me know what you think. Have you played the demo? What did you think? Did you really get into it? You know what, I don't want this to be a channel where people just start spouting off like abuse or anything like that, where people say, look, like, oh my god, how did you not get into it? You're so... I ain't bothered about it. So this is just for all of us to talk about it. You know, if people have played it and maybe they had a better experience, maybe people say that it does get better. So obviously, as always, let me know what you think. Did you play it? Did it convince you to buy it? Did it turn you off? Or did you just think there's something there, but I'm gonna wait for it? For me personally, I'm not too worried about this game. And even if it came down to a sale at half price, I'm still not bothered. I probably wouldn't. You know, there are a lot of games out there, and I think there are many other games that's tackled this subject better, unfortunately. Anyway, so I'll see you guys on the next one. Laters.
When did he crop them off and put them there? I think that the only thing left to do is to find the item that he wants to use. I have to do it for Joy.